A very good morning to all the students of class 11th political science, and students, welcome back to the online classes. And as you know, we were into the 6th chapter of your first book, that is Indian Constitution at Work. And in this chapter we were doing the 6th chapter, number 6, which is judiciary. And if I talk about the three importance of the organs, we had already read about legislature, then we had a complete understanding of executive, and now we were into the judiciary, which is the third important organ of the government. And in this chapter we had already discussed that what is the meaning of judiciary. I had given you what are the functions and importance of judiciary. Okay, and then we had discussed why do we need an independent judiciary. Okay, we understood what is judiciary, but why it is important to have an independent judiciary, especially in a country like India where there is so much of diversity. Okay, then we saw various provisions for which how do we provide and protect the independence of judiciary in India. What are the important provisions to protect them? And then we read in the second part of this chapter, we had read about the appointment of judges as well as removal of judges of Supreme Court and High Court. In that I showed you the procedure of removing a judge with the help of various examples of special majority I told you. Then moving forward with this particular chapter, and in the last video, that is the part third of this chapter, judiciary, we had discussed about the structure of the judiciary. That shape I made and showed you of the pyramid shape, or at which the apex level was the Supreme Court, then below that was the High Court, then District Court, and later on at the lower level are the subordinate courts. So they have different powers and functions which we had discussed, and how all the decisions are binding on the lower courts after the Supreme Court. So at the Supreme Court is at the national level, whereas High Court is at the state level and districts at the district level. So this was the pyramidal shape of the structure of the judiciary. Okay, then in the same video we have discussed about the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, where I told you meaning of the jurisdiction means official powers to make loyal legal decisions and judgments, or we can say to extent of the power to make legal decisions and judgment. Okay, so this we read for the jurisdictions of the Supreme Court. Then we read the four important judiciaries or the jurisdictions of the Supreme Court. One was the original, in which we talked about the settlements of the dispute between the union and the state governments or between the two states. Then we read about the appellate, that is the meaning I told you. This appeals from lower courts in civil, criminal and constitutional cases. Then the third was advisory, under which the Supreme Court advises the president on the matters of public importance and law. And the last was writ. Writ means it can issue. Supreme can issue the writs on habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari and quo warranto to protect fundamental rights of the individual. To protect the fundamental rights of the individual, rights are given by the Supreme Court. So these were some of the jurisdiction or the powers of the Supreme Court at the various different levels. So now today we shall be starting a new topic, and which is given in your new revised syllabus, judicial review, as you can see it here. So today we are going to revise and understand and see, as from the junior classes you already know the meaning of judicial review, but today we shall look into it detail. So before I start the topic, let me make you understand what do you mean by judicial review. Judicial, you know very well, this is the body in which we read the system of courts. Okay, review. You must have, when you watch matches, you must have seen the new format coming into cricket, in which there was a provision where a batsman could see his review. If he was out and he feels he was not out, he can take review. Means he wanted to see in a slow motion, and a third umpire used to see it whether he was out or not. So he had a provision, or he had the authority to take the review whether he was out or not. In the same way, when you watch movies or you read some books, there are reviews given by the people. So audience give the reviews of movies also and books also. So when watching a movie, you give review or you give feedback that how was the movie, what were the positive impact of the movie, what was the negative impact of the movie, it was good or not. So these are your reviews. In the same way, our judiciary has also some power to review various laws or provisions brought out by the legislature or by the executive or the state legislature. So judiciary has the power to review the laws which are brought out by the our parliament or our executives, we can say, or our legislature at the state level as well as in the central level, to check and balance, to keep and check and balance on the power of legislature and executive, that they are working with the norms and values of the constitution and they are following the basic structure of the constitution. It is the duty and the power of judiciary to keep a balance on the functioning of judiciary as well, on the functioning of legislature and executive at the central level and state legislature at the state level. So I hope you must have understood the meaning by this. So let's start the first topic here. The concept of judicial review in India was introduced by the constitution maker. So this is not a new concept which has been included in our constitution, but from the very beginning when our constitution was being drafted by in the constitution as constituent assembly, this provision has been added of judicial review. And this provision of judicial review has been borrowed from the American Constitution. So this idea of judicial review we had copied down or we have borrowed and applied to our constitution from the American Constitution. Second is, however, when we talk about India, the power of constitution review in India has been vested with the Supreme Court and High Court in India through the Constitution of India itself. So if when we are talking about India, we are not talking about America or any other country around the world, and this India has copied this or borrowed this provision of judicial review from America. Okay, and this power of constitutional review in India has been vested. Okay, we have borrowed this idea from America, but to whom this power has been given? So this power has been vested with Supreme Court and High Court in India through the Constitution of India. So Constitution of India give authority to Supreme Court and High Court for judicial review, and the meaning of judicial review I have explained you. Okay, in further also we will be studying the same thing. And the third point is, also the Supreme Court of India has declared the judicial review power of the Supreme Court and High Court in India as a basic structure of constitution which cannot be taken away even by the way of constitutional amendment. So now after this provision of judicial review has been included in the Indian Constitution by the drafting committee of our constitution, so after that Supreme Court of India has declared, Supreme Court has itself declared that judicial review power of Supreme Court and High Court in India, it is a basic structure of the constitution. And as we know, basic structure of the constitution cannot be amended or cannot be removed or cannot be changed at all by the parliament or by the executive or by center or state. No one can change the or touch the or make any changes in the basic structure of the constitution on which our constitution has been framed. So basic values, norms cannot be changed at all of our constitution. So this review or the judicial review has been included in the basic structure of the constitution, which means no one can change this basic structure or no one can take the power of this review from judiciary of India because through constitutional amendment. So there cannot be any constitutional amendment to change this basic structure of judicial review, as according to the constitution, if it is a basic structure of the constitution, this review or this judicial review will remain as it is because it vests powers on Supreme Court to balance the power. Okay. If during the judicial review any legislative enact, so what is the work? Now we will see the process. How does this judicial review work as Supreme Court and High Court works on it? If any legislative enactment related to legislature, if there is any law, any bill passed by the legislature, any new law or policy is made by the legislature, or some executive, as we know, bureaucrats or the executive who are the council of ministers, if they pass any order or either at the state level or either at the center level is found to be violation of the constitution, and judiciary find that the laws and the enactments or the bills or the policies which are being ordered to be implemented are they, if constitution see that it is a violation of the basic structure of the constitution, here the judiciary has the power to declare that particular law, enactment or bill to be invalid or unconstitutional. So this is the power of the judiciary. If judiciary feels that there is being any law or bill passed by the legislature in the parliament through Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, or president has signed it, or there is any order given by the executive for various implementation of plans and policies or drafting on some policies, and judiciary finds that it is unconstitutional, it is violating the basic structure of our constitution, here judiciary has power to call or declare that particular law as invalid or unconstitutional. So this is the power of judicial review, which is vested on Supreme Court and High Court. So next topic would be judicial review is basically of three types. Now we have to see judicial review is of three types in accordance with the view of the Supreme Court. According to the Supreme Court, this judicial review, this power or this provision which has been the basic structure of our constitution, it is of three types. The first one is judicial review of constitutional amendments. These are some constitutional amendments by the parliament or by the legislature or by the executive, that some already existing provisions, articles are being amended or removed by the legislature or executive. In that case, many judicial review can take or interfere if judiciary feels that these constitutional amendments are unconstitutional or going against the basic structure or basic values of the constitution. Here judicial review can be enacted. Second is, here judiciary will intervene if legislation of the parliament or state legislatures and subordinate or legislators. If again judiciary feels that some legislation at the parliament or at the state level, some laws are being made which are unconstitutional against the basic structure of the constitution, so if such is the case, here again there can be the interference of judiciary to call those laws as invalid. So it can take when there is a constitutional amendment, here they can interfere if there is some laws made in the legislation by parliament or state level or as well as at local level. Third is judicial review of administrative actions of the union and the state and authorities under the state. So any administrations working or taking any actions or decisions or we can say authorities under the state, we can say municipal corporations or local government at district level as well, is there are any actions or laws made or any changes made in the provisions of the laws which are against the basic structure of the law, again there can be an interference of judiciary. So it acts as a check and balance on the powers of legislature as well as executive. So this is one of the important powers of judicial review, to protect our constitution, okay, as well as to protect the rights of the individual. So the next important question which arises, what can be obtained by maintaining the principle of judicial review? Okay, if we are maintaining this principle review, which is a provision given by the constitution to the vested on Supreme Court and High Court, where they have to perform properly to maintain the powers and functions of constitution and also to save and protect the rights of the individuals, the fundamental rights. So what can be obtained by maintaining? What we will get after we are performing our duties according to principles of judicial review, Supreme Court is functioning properly. So it will, these three things are important. Supremacy of constitution is maintained. Through the principle of judicial review, we will maintain the supremacy. As we know, at the apex level we have the constitution. According to the constitution, there is overall functioning of our country and government. So this judicial review will protect our constitution, and by protecting our constitution and provisions in the constitution, we maintain our supremacy of the constitution, okay, which is the most important part. Through judicial review, we are protecting the supremacy of our constitution. Second, federal equilibrium, that is distributed distribute powers between center and state is maintained. As we know, we are as federal government, where the powers and functions are distributed between the state as well as between the central government. There are various lists, as we know, union list, state lists, concurrent list. These are the lists which are including the functions which are to be performed by the central government and the functions which come under the jurisdiction of the state government. So all these are seen by the judiciary also, that which state or which functions are under the state or which functions are under the central government. So that is why it's written federal equilibrium, that is distribute powers and between center and state is maintained. So this difference of power, division of power is maintained by judicial review, because if there will be any violation of the rights of state or with state, if there will be any conflict relating to distribution of power, here judiciary will come into action. Fundamental rights of citizens are protected. As we know, if there is any violation of fundamental rights of any individual, we have the right to approach Supreme Court or High Court. So there they will make judicial review and they will see to it where the basic structure of the constitution has been violated. So we can say judicial review also protects the fundamental rights of individual or citizens. Now concluding them, I have also added few more important points which will be helpful for you to write the answers if there is a question related to judicial review. So judicial review is a process under which executive legislature actions are subject to review by the judiciary. So judicial review, it is a process which has been given by the constitution to judiciary. So it is a process under which executive and legislature actions are subject to review. So actions of legislature as well as executive at both central level as well as at state level or even at local level, these actions are reviewed by judiciary, that they are whatever the process work they are doing, they doing or enacting laws, policies according to the basic structure of the constitution, or they are violating on the basic values of the constitution. So it is the responsibility of judiciary to keep a check on the functioning of executive as well as legislative. The second is a court with authority for judicial review may invalidate laws. A court with authority, which is a court with authority for judicial review, Supreme Court or High Court. So these both have the authority to invalidate any laws or to cancel or call any law as unconstitutional or against the constitution. They can call any law such or any act or governmental actions that are incompatible with the higher authority. So any laws, acts or the governmental actions which are going against the basic structure of the constitution, against the values of our constitution, those can be called as unlawful, or they can be called unconstitutional or invalidate. Okay. For example, an executive decision may be invalidated for being unlawful if any decision has been or any policy has been brought out by the executive or by the bureaucrats, okay, or by the council of ministers and signed by the president. If such type of law are brought out and they are against the basic structure of our constitution, they can be called as invalidated for being unlawful because they are against the law, or a statute may be invalidated for violating the terms of constitution. So any law or any provision, any article violating the terms of the constitution or basic provisions of the constitution will be called as unlawful. And these are the duties or functions of the judiciary. Last point is here. Judicial review is one of the checks and balance. So what we can say, judicial review is a power and the process given to judiciary, and under judiciary to Supreme Court and to High Court. So this is a function. Judicial review is a process given to judiciary by our constitution and under judiciary to Supreme Court and High Court to keep a check and balance in the separation of power. Means the powers of judiciary to supervise the legislature. So it means it is a duty of the judiciary to supervise, keep a check on the actions and functions of legislative and executive branches when later exceed their authority. So whenever they are using their power, they are using their authority, like legislature makes the laws, executive executes those laws, implement those laws. At many times the bureaucrats make the plans and policies, they draft various laws within executive. So it is a duty of the judiciary to keep in check and supervise the functioning of legislative as well as executive. When they exceed their authority, those laws should be called unconstitutional, unlawful. Okay, so this is a judicial review we have finished in this particular topic. So this is one of the new topic of your chapter. In your chapter it was given a small topic, but here individually according to the new revised syllabus this has been a complete individual topic for you. So you need to read it again properly. Till then, thank you.